Alright, well hello and welcome to Brainless Entertainment. I'm Brainless, and welcome to episode 100. So I think I did say in the previous video that I kind of had something different coming up, and here is something different, and this is also, I guess you can say, a bit of an update for the channel. So we've been doing almost exclusively all Last Epoch stuff. I might have mentioned in a previous video, maybe I didn't, that 98 of the 99 videos that we've done have all been Last Epoch content. The exception being the very first video that we put up was a cooperative Helldivers 2 video where I played around with a friend of mine, and we just recorded it, and I edited it and threw it up on YouTube, and that was that. I had some hopes at the time of doing more Helldivers 2 stuff, but things just didn't end up working out that way. And when Last Epoch came along, I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing some stuff on here, and that's what we've been doing for the last 99 videos, or 98 anyway. So I have mentioned in several videos, I think, that there are a lot of other different games that I would like to cover, most of which I think I can pretty safely say are all very firmly in the CRPG category. So the type of games that I'm talking about there is most relevantly to this channel probably is Baldur's Gate 3. I've had Baldur's Gate 3, I don't know, I purchased into it at some point during the early access, and I dabbled around with it a bit here and there, but I never really got far into it, and I played it with a couple of different people, but the whole co-op aspect of things just wasn't really working out for us the way that I had kind of hoped that it would. And kind of just doing like co-op content in general it's not something that has gone well in my experience. Trying to make content based around that concept, unfortunately, has not been something that is working out. And I think for the time being, I definitely feel it's best for me to just keep things within the scope of what I can accomplish by myself on my own. So that's kind of the direction that we've been going with things. So other CRPGs that I would like to cover, I guess I should try to stay focused on that. So there's a lot of them. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, I have the enhanced edition of those games. I don't have a lot of experience with them. I didn't have access to a computer when those games came out. I think a friend of mine had Baldur's Gate sometime shortly after it had come out, but it wasn't that close of a friend, so I didn't really go over there often, but I do remember like trying to dabble around with it. Like one day I just happened to be over there, and honestly, I didn't really understand it at the time. I was still in the mode of like playing games like Street Fighter, and I might have played some of the older like RPGs on the Super Nintendo back in those days. Chrono Trigger, some of the Final Fantasy games, Breath of Fire 2, Lufia 2, but a lot of my experience was more limited. I mean, and computer games were pretty much not available to me. Point being, I don't have that much experience in Baldur's Gates 1 and 2. I would like to cover those games someday, but I don't know if there would be a strong enough interest for it, at least not anytime in the near future. And this could be something that's just going to be true for CRPGs in general, because they tend to be very story driven, and their pacing is very different from, say, a shooter game or an action role-playing game. I think it could work, but I'll talk a little bit more about strategies I have for addressing that in terms of content in a bit. But there are plenty of CRPGs I would like to cover. So other ones are Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous from Owlcat Games. I would also be interested in covering Rogue Trader, which is Owlcat's most recent role-playing game that they put out, turn-based game in the Warhammer 40k universe. So that might be interesting, and I don't know if there would be any interplay between that and Space Marine 2, but Space Marine 2 is definitely the thing I'm going to be covering coming up. I don't know if I already mentioned that. I've tried to record this video like 30 times, but I am definitely going to be covering Space Marine 2 September 5th. That goes into the advanced access period. I did pay 50% extra money just to get 4 days earlier access to it, or more appropriately, it's like to not wait 4 days for no reason at all. Yeah, I did that, so that's going to be coming up next week, and we're going to go really hot and heavy into the Space Marine 2 as soon as that window becomes available. I am going to continue doing Last Epoch content. Let's go back into that real quick. We are going to continue doing content for it. I think I'm probably going to lean into the no commentary content for Last Epoch for the near term, because it seems to be generating more viewership more consistently. I personally prefer doing commentated content in general, and I like the commentated playthrough we've been doing with the Rune Master, but it seems like there's a bit more of an interest in the no commentary content. That could be like a language thing, because I know there's viewers from all around the world, so it's not just English speakers who are interested in that content. That could be the reason for that. Or it could be they just don't want to hear some idiot, talking about stuff when they just want to see the game, which is perfectly viable. I myself have watched 2 entire playthroughs of Diablo 4, and I chose to watch no commentary playthroughs for that. And they also helped me to to determine whether or not I wanted to spend money on Diablo 4. Spoiler, the answer is so far I haven't been convinced, but we'll leave that for another video. Anyway, yeah, the last Epoch content is going to continue. We're going to start covering Space Marine 2. There's a very good chance that we're going to throw in some Baldur's Gate 3 content in the near-ish future. Could be very soon, might not be. I haven't really decided yet, but I do want to start covering other forms of content. As it says in my channel description, I'm interested in a wide range of games, and I definitely don't want to be and never did want to be like a one-game channel, if that makes sense. So other games that we could presumably cover in the near-ish future, I think the Pillars of Eternity 1 and Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire are very viable contenders, especially considering they've got Avowed coming out. I actually don't know what the kind of the expected launch window is for that game, but Avowed, I mean, it's a first-person role-playing game. I hope that it will be really cool. I haven't really watched that much media around that game, but it is something I'd be interested in. So with that coming out, I think Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 could be something that we might cover here on the channel, or maybe we could just do some like a bridge coverage where I just play through them and talk about it in broad strokes as I go through it. Or maybe we cover the whole thing completely, I don't know. It kind of depends on what people would be interested in. But I do like those games quite a bit. I haven't played through any of these games I'm talking about, to be honest. It's honestly pretty rare that I do play through a game completely, let alone like try to do everything that there is to do in a game. I don't have that much time or focus, frankly, to like explore everything in one game. There's so many games that come out, and I have a wide range of interests. So maybe, you know, covering games here on the channel is the best way for me to actually finish games for a change. Could be a thing, maybe not. We'll see. Other games that there is a possibility I would cover on here is almost certainly Ghost Recon Wildlands. I have Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I would consider playing through that one as well. If you're familiar with the two titles, then you're probably familiar with the kind of comparisons between the two. I am very firmly in the camp that thinks overall, in general, Ghost Recon Wildlands is the better game. There are some things in Breakpoint that I like that it would be nice if they were in Wildlands, but the setting, I think, is really one of the main things that sets Wildlands ahead of Breakpoint for me. There's more stuff that we could go into. We'll save that for another video. Maybe that could be its own thing. Ghost Recon Wildlands versus Ghost Recon Breakpoint. For me, it's pretty easily Ghost Recon Wildlands that I prefer, and that's one I would be likely to cover here on the channel sometime in the future. And maybe Breakpoint, if there was a strong enough interest, I'd consider covering that as well. In the world of shooters, there's a wide range of games that I like. The title that comes most to mind as something I would like to do something with is Arma 3. I don't have Arma Reforger. I don't really know what to think about Reforger quite yet. I look at media around Arma Reforger every now and then. I'm not sure. It looks pretty good, but I think I'm more likely to just be kind of holding out for Arma 4. And yeah, there's a lot of other factors in that, but I've had Arma 3 for a long time. In fact, like when I decided, all right, I'm going to spend money to build a good computer, and this was quite some time ago, and I did not have much money to do it, but that was for the purpose of Arma 3. I was like, I want to make sure I have good hardware to get the most out of this title whenever it becomes available. And well, I didn't really have the money to get the hardware that I wanted, but that was definitely what got me into doing my own PC builds. But anyway, that's what's going on with the channel. That's what's going on with me. There's a lot of other things I would like to do. Also, as I had kind of mentioned in the channel description, I like doing outdoorsy stuff, you know, hiking, kayaking. I just like being out in nature. There's a possibility I might try to do stuff like that. I think that's probably a ways off. It really kind of depends. Yeah, those are also things that maybe we might do here sometime in the future, but also maybe not. We might just stick to games, who knows. But yeah, that is going to do it for now. So yeah, we're going to continue doing some Last Epoch stuff. In the near term, we might do more of the no commentary stuff. I have my Necromancer. I have yet to do any content. I haven't been playing it. After the demise of our Lich, we started a new Necromancer, so content for that is going to be coming up soon. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to do more stuff with the Rune Master, just because I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be more of an interest for the no commentary Necromancer gameplay, or if there is a strong enough interest for the Rune Master commentated gameplay. I could do either or both. It just really depends. But we're going to be focusing really heavily on Space Marine 2 as soon as that becomes available, so I'm not sure exactly how things are going to work out with that, but I'll try to keep doing at least some Last Epoch content going while we start our Space Marine 2 coverage. And you know, maybe sometime beyond that, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks from now, when Space Marine 2 kind of slows down a bit, then we'll start incorporating some other content into the channel as well. But yeah, I think that is going to do it for this video. So thank you all so much for joining me here today. Really appreciate having you here. I hope this isn't too disturbing. I've been really hesitant to even embrace the idea idea of doing face cam stuff, but I figured it's probably not something we're going to do all the time, so might as well get it out there. Also, I wanted to prove that I'm not an AI. I'm an actual human being, so it's not just some AI-generated content going up here on Brainless Entertainment. I'm brainless, and I am a flesh and blood human being. And all right, well, I think that's going to do it for now. So as ever, thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate having you here, and I hope to see you again soon. Till next time, hope you all take care. All right, y'all. Bye.